Anyway, like other ministries here at Wellington Square, on Friday night we do see things happening in people's lives. And today we're going to hear from Hellen Harry, and who has been impacted by this particular ministry, and she's going to come up front right now. Okay. So it was about 7 years ago when Hellen first came to Friday Night Community, and she told me that it was a public health nurse who told her about us. And she was told that between Wellington Square and St. Christopher's, she would be able to receive 2 free meals a week. But tell me, why did she tell you about both of us?
Well, I was told because I had to keep my daughter and the newborn baby that was on the way, to keep them and to provide the basic needs. I had to come. I did not have a choice.
Because things were tough at that time.
Yes.
And so in order to provide the basic needs in life, right? So you came. 2 meals saved you said.
Yes.
It made a big difference. Now, when you first came to Friday Night Community, what was your first impression?
Coming to the Friday night dinner was a very hard thing to do, not knowing this area, not knowing anybody. Walking into the church was a big thing. But when I walked in through the doors, I was welcomed in a way that I've never been welcomed before. Being given that opportunity to be listened to be welcomed, and having that free meal to eat was a relief, that I didn't have to worry about how I was going to feed my daughter or what I was going to do. So the welcome was really something that I still come to, and I appreciate it.
You felt welcomed and accepted. You also said that you appreciate the fact that Addie, she called with Selena, her daughter, and invited her over to play, right?
Yes. When we walked in that first day, I think my daughter was about 6 years old, I think. And Addie had come up to her and asked to take her to the play area. And Addie came up to me and said, "Is it okay I can take Selena to the play area?" And Selena has never ever been with anybody, and nobody has ever wanted to be around her, knowing that where we were, in what situation we were in. Addie had welcomed her and taken her to the play area, and ever since that experience, my daughter is like very kind, and she's taken that one step to provide other people and other children in that situation too. So
it was the welcome and the acceptance immediately that made a difference for you and for your daughter. But I said in the first service, I'm sorry to hear you say that you've been in places where you didn't feel welcome. And I'm sorry that's happened. I'm happy to hear that it was different here. I really am. Lola. Now, you came, you felt welcomed and accepted, and then you were starting to feel comfortable enough to be able to tell your story. So just tell us a little bit about what you said and what that was like for you.
Coming to this dinner over time, I felt comfortable. Something told me that it's okay to tell some people what my situation is, what my problem was. And it was a very hard thing because there were times I've said things and told people, and it has had a bad impact on me. And that impact is very hard, but I had something when I walked into this church had told me that it was okay, but just let it go. So it was just like, say it, and I did say it. And feeling that relief that after I had said my problem and what my situation was, And the welcome and the help I got was really something I appreciate still today and very thankful for that.
And it's not easy to tell our stories sometimes. Not easy at all. So I know you made yourself vulnerable, you were honest, you were real. As you said, you found people you could trust. And I just want to say I admire you for that, for having had that courage. Because it makes a difference when we are real with one another. Now, you shared your story, and so they understood your situation and what your needs were, and then you were starting to receive some more help, right? More than the meal. So you got some food, you got some clothes, and then snacks for your children too. And snacks, it's interesting to note something that she had said before. Sometimes there's a decision that has to be made. Do I pay rent or do I get snacks for my children to have that week? And what's been a blessing for you is that those snacks have been provided regularly. So that's made a difference too. But in addition to the material things, I just want you to share a little bit about how else has this community benefited you or helped you personally?
The benefit for this Friday night dinner that we come to, I look forward for it every Friday. And I'm sure my kids look forward for it too. So if I tell them it's a punishment, then it's a big issue for them too. So anyway, this Friday night dinner is not just a dinner to come and eat. It's a time when I get together with other people, other moms. And it's a way for me to find other resources and things around in Wellington that are available for us. And it's not only like I have my problems, I come to dinner and I got my own issues. There are other moms and other people around here that have problems too. But then you end up asking yourself, is my problem bigger than the other person's problem? So it does help me in understanding and saying, where I am happy with what I have. And I am thankful for what I have, because other people don't have the same items. This community dinner has also given me the opportunity to go to Ryerson Camp, where I've seen teenagers, almost young adults, who they are going to become and how they're going to become. And my daughter looks forward to being that type of a person. And I'm very proud of her.
So the benefits have been community, friendship, other moms to talk to, and learning about resources, things you can do together as a family that cost little or nothing. It really opens up things for you, just kind of keeps you going, right? And now you talked a little bit about Selena, who's here right now. And after she's been here, you said that you're seeing a change in her. Because life's been difficult. She's seen a lot in her life up to this point, and things that could leave her bitter, because she's seen different ways people have behaved, and not necessarily good ways. And yet, what you're seeing in her now is that she's growing up to be a young woman who is caring, compassionate, and helpful. And so that has been a good thing that you're seeing. But then you're seeing that in her. But what about yourself too? Because you've had some challenges too. Is it changing you too?
Yes, it's changing me in a lot of ways. That this church has given me a second chance to life again, opportunity to go back to school, to do what I want to do. And if you had seen me like 7, 8 years ago, I wouldn't be this person. I used to hate a lot of people. I never liked anything about life. But now I do look forward to life, and I look forward to helping others too. And through this experience, I've learned a lot of things.
See, the whole attitude change towards people and all that is just, it's a blessing to hear. Because that's a significant change in your life. Feeling about yourself and others is significant. All right, one more question. Do you see God in this? Have you seen Him at work?
Yes, I've seen Him at work. Since I walked into this church, most of my problems have eased. Things have been answered for me. Things have worked out and are still working out. So yes, I do see Him in my everyday.
So when you first came, you were living in a basement, and you had a bed, and you had a table, and 4 chairs, some serious health issues too. You were doing your best to provide the basic necessities of life so you could keep your children. And then today, you have a home. Your children are doing well. You have your papers so that you know Canada is your home. And you mentioned briefly that you received some help too by being provided with a laptop because you wanted to go back to school. She is back at school. She's studying at college now with the hope of getting a good job soon. And this week, Helen was very busy with a number of exams, super busy, and yet she had time to be able to fit this in for us today. And we say thank you.